Good morning. I am standing here in front of the City Hall, Los Angeles City Hall. A few days ago, millions of Americans took it to the streets to exercise their constitutional rights at the No Kings rally. The American people are starting to realize that Donald Trump is violating the Constitution and suppressing freedom. He is masquerading throughout the world as a king. Los Angeles was one of the first cities where Donald Trump attempted to deploy military troops. Currently, he's attempting to deploy military troops at other cities. I got a question for you. Are you ready for the question? Here is the question. What is the reason why Donald Trump wants to deploy military troops in American cities? Is it A, to enforce immigration laws? Or is it B, to fight crime? Or C, because cities requested the military? Or D, to take away your freedom? Let's go over each answer. If you answer A, it is wrong. It is not about immigration laws. If you answer B, it is also wrong. It is not about fighting crime. If you answer C, it is also wrong. The cities did not request the military. If you answer D, you got the correct answer. It is about taking away your freedom. Donald Trump has demonized people and created emergencies to justify his deployment of American troops in American cities. He wants us to believe that it's about immigration, that it's about crime, to hide his true intention. His true intention is to use the military to suppress the people's constitutional rights and take away their freedom. Let's listen to some of Donald Trump's statements he made himself during the September 30, 2025 meeting with military leaders.
While America is under invasion from within, we're under invasion from within. No different than a foreign enemy, but more difficult in many ways because they don't wear uniforms. At least when they're wearing a uniform, you can take them out. These people don't have uniforms. But we are under invasion from within. We're stopping it very quickly. But it seems that the ones that are run by the radical left Democrats, what they've done to San Francisco, Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, they're very unsafe places. And we're going to straighten them out one by one. And this is going to be a major part for some of the people in this room. That's a war, too. It's a war from within. Important mission. And I told Pete, we should use some of these dangerous cities as training grounds for our military, National Guard, but military. Because we're going into Chicago very soon. That's a big city with an incompetent governor, stupid. Last month I signed an executive order to provide training for quick reaction force that can help quell civil disturbances. And this is going to be a big thing for the people in this room because it's the enemy from within, and we have to handle it before it gets out of control. It won't get out of control.
After listening to Donald Trump's statements, I have another question for the viewers. Are you ready for the question? Here is the question. According to Donald Trump, who is the enemy from within? Be careful, there are more than one answer for this one. Is it A, the Democrats? Is it B, Republicans? Is it C, Christians? Or is it D, American people? Let's go over each answer. If you answer A, Democrats, it is correct. Donald Trump has demonized the Democrats to justify violating the Constitution and the deployment of military troops in American cities. He has created an us versus them mentality to turn Americans against Americans. If you answer B, Republicans, it is also correct. Donald Trump will silence anyone who does not do his biddings, including Republicans. Recently, Donald Trump threw 3 Republicans under the bus after they did not do his biddings. John Bolton, the former Republican National Security Advisor. Chris Krebs, the former lifelong Republican head of the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency. Stephen Richer, the former Republican Maricopa County Recorder. What Donald Trump does is that he smears their reputation and turns other Republicans against them. Donald Trump has blinded many Republicans with fear and hate. If you answer C, Christians, it is also correct. Donald Trump would demonize Christians and trash their characters without remorse when they do not do what he wants. Let's watch the following video about what Donald Trump posted about a high senior member of the Christian clergy.
I didn't think it was a good service, no. They could do much better.
Shortly after midnight, the president escalated his criticism of the bishop with this Truth Social post, quote, "The so-called bishop who spoke at the National Prayer Service on Tuesday morning was a radical left hardline Trump hater. She brought her church into the world of politics in a very ungracious way. She was nasty in tone and not compelling or smart." Trump goes on to say, Reverend Buddy owes the public an apology.
If you answer D, the American people, it is also correct. Donald Trump wants to silence all Americans who oppose him. He will dump feces from a jet plane on all Americans. Donald Trump uses 3 common techniques to bamboozle Americans. The first technique that Donald Trump uses is that he demonizes people and trashes their characters to turn Americans against them. Second technique is when Donald Trump is caught doing something illegal, unethical, or immoral, he will justify his actions by saying someone else has done it to avoid accountability. Similar to a smooth con artist, he creates distractions to make suckers out of the American people. Donald Trump has blinded Americans with fear and hate against each other. He has turned parents against children, neighbors against neighbors, Americans against Americans. Americans don't realize that their freedom is being stripped away by one cunning individual. Regardless of your race, gender, or economic status, your freedom will soon disappear if you let it. Donald Trump wants to use the military to silence all cities that oppose him. Later, he will be using the military to silence all of America if the American people let him. Donald Trump is planning a second insurrection, but this time it's not going to be against Capitol Hill. This time it's going to be against all of America. The trap is set, and the American people are the prey, including all races, Republicans and Christians. Let's listen from the following video clip from a United States Army veteran.
I was willing to die and lost a leg in a foreign country fighting for their rights. There's no way I'm bending the only knee I have left for a king here in America. I can't sit idly by why rights are trampled on and ignored and people are pushed and treated like second-class citizens.
As an Army veteran myself, I am concerned for all my brothers and sisters in the military who will be forced to choose between loyalty to Donald Trump and loyalty to their oath of protecting the Constitution. Donald Trump has assigned a Secretary of Defense who is willing to do absolutely anything, right or wrong, for Donald Trump. He will start by silencing the high-ranking officers and the Judge Advocate General. Do not be fooled with money. or misdirected loyalties to anything other than your oath to the Constitution. Any order against the Constitution is an unlawful order. Breaking your oath to protect the Constitution brings dishonor upon oneself, the United States Armed Forces, and the American people. In addition, it dishonors all the American soldiers who died defending the Constitution and our freedom. How did we get here? It should not have gotten this far. As a Republican myself, I feel betrayed by the person we elected. I know America has problems that must be fixed. However, in this case, the medicine is worse than the disease. Without freedom, nothing matters. Nothing is worth losing your freedom. Not a position, not all the money in the world, not a broadcasting merger, not fear of threats from a false savior. We cannot allow any more violations of the Constitution and our freedom by one individual. I got one last question for you. What can Republicans, honorable judges, soldiers, and all Americans do to prevent being enslaved by one individual? And here's your answer. Unite peacefully, protect each other, protect the Constitution, protect our freedom. An attack against the Constitution and our freedom is an attack against all of America. Demand from your elected Republicans to protect the Constitution and protect your freedom. And if they don't, vote for Democrats or another party who will. The choice is yours.